Heads up, this podcast isn't therapy. It's bold, blunt, and irreverent, but it's not a substitute for professional help. Full disclaimer is in the blurb below. Hey, it's Annie. Welcome back to Path Alchemy, and today we'll do a relationship autopsy. Left on red, the psychology behind the blue ticks. So if they wanted to reply, you'd know. Blue ticks and the three dots of doom, that sinking feeling when you realize someone has read your message and chosen not to reply. For some, they don't care. For others, it's a full-on Shakespearean tragedy when it actually happens. So let's unzip this one and see what's really going on under the surface. And I have to say that this one is for my younger listeners because you're fluent in emojis, you've got a degree in interpreting typing bubbles, and you can recite the exact minute someone left you unread, which as a therapist, I have to say I find fascinating. Now me, I'm from a time when if you wanted to talk to someone, you literally knocked on their door and you called in to see them in person, or you rang them on a phone that was attached to a wall, and if they didn't answer, you just lived your life. No emotional postmortem, no staring at a chat window like it was going to sprout a reply magically. You see, my first mobile was a brick with an antenna. And texting to me is not communication, it's admin. It's confirming that we're meeting for coffee or letting someone know that I'm running 5 minutes behind because there's a tractor on the road. It's not intimacy. But for younger people, it can really feel like it is. And that's why for them, being left unread stings so much. So really, for the older generation, and as we examine this from a psychological perspective, texting is almost false intimacy. It feels intimate, but it's not. It's a drip feed of dopamine, not deep oxygen. And there is a withdrawal effect. Each ping feels like being seen. Silence feels like withdrawal. I have 0 notifications on my phone. It doesn't ping. I don't want to be trained for dopamine surges like Pavlov's dog. And essentially, for the younger generation, they haven't wrapped their head around this. It's almost like they view it as a crime scene photo. The read receipt is proof they were there, and now the brain is sprinting through rejection scenarios faster than it takes to type a reply. So let me outline how it's viewed, the evidence on the table, how the body was found. So there's an increased heart rate when someone opens the chat, imaginary conversations about what you must have done wrong, screen time report showing 6 hours on WhatsApp, and the self-worth quietly outsourced to someone else's screen habits. Not really realizing that a lot of people are like me, where they've forgotten that they left it in the Jeep. Oh, where is my phone? Let me ring it and find it. And I understand that this is really, really important for people of different generations that are younger than mine. So let's do a psychodynamic autopsy. So the first finding is that this is about power plays for some people. Some people delay replying as a dominance move to control the rhythm of contact. It keeps someone slightly on edge, so their eventual reply feels more valuable. And the translation here is, you're not my priority, but I like knowing that I'm yours. And then we have the second finding, so dealing with not being a priority. Sometimes it's not strategy, you're simply not high on their list of priorities. And the harsh truth is that people make time for what matters. If they can post on Instagram but not answer you, there's your data. And this can be confusing. So there's occasional effort without genuine investment. And let's look at finding 3. Hidden messages in silence. Silence is not neutral. It's often communication in and of itself. And the possible translations are, I'm bored, I'm over it, I want you to chase me, or I can't be bothered. The danger here is that you'll fill the silence with your own story, usually the one that hurts the most. And the fourth finding, we have attachment dynamics that are at play here. In anxious attachment, being left unread can feel like abandonment. With avoidant attachment, you may do it to others without realizing that it's even triggering someone. And in healthy relationships, No one weaponizes or obsesses over reply times because the stability within the relationship is built in real life. So let's just outline a post-mortem protocol. So this is my guidance for dealing with digital silence. So no instant storytelling. Don't invent motives before you have facts. Look for the pattern. One late reply is nothing. Repeated slow fades? Okay, that's information. Don't double text. You're not chasing a lost parcel. Match the energy. The law of reciprocity should really be in play here. If they reply in hours, you reply in hours. Days? Well, why are you still here? And remember, this is information, not a verdict on your worth. Let me reframe all of this for younger generations. Being left unread is a filter, not a failure. People who want to be in your life make it very obvious. If someone's texting behavior already hurts you, imagine the marriage. Don't measure your value by someone else's speed of reply. Measure it by how quickly you walk away from bad patterns that seemingly affect you in a negative way. So let me give you the ultimate reframe. When someone leaves you unread, they've given you a gift. It's data. You can now decide whether they're worth your time or whether this is your time to plan an early escape from something that would have drained you later. Stop writing novels in your head. Stop turning the blue ticks into Shakespearean tragedies. If they wanted to talk to you, you'd know. And if they don't, well, simply show gratitude to the tech for allowing you to see very early how everything is going to play out and go and live your actual life. If you found something in here that made you breathe easier, or maybe even laugh at the madness of it, I'd love if you share it with someone who needs to hear it too, because chances are there's a friend out there right now staring at those little dots, feeling just as ghosted as you once did. Share it. I'd love if you followed the show so you don't miss the next episode. And remember, you deserve replies, not question marks. I'm Annie. Have a great day.